Tonight, why don't you lube up with baby shampoo so there's no more tears?
Oh, that is horrible. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to get situated and it registered what you had just said. No. Oh my God. They get worse every time. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Those are my favorite. I'm sorry. It's so clever too because no more tears, and that's the slogan for baby shampoo.
Yeah, but you've corrupted me. After all these years, you have corrupted me.
I don't think you're fully corrupted. You might be working your way up there. Maybe.
You know what they say, the best kind of music to listen to when you're fishing, right?
What?
Something catchy. See what I did there?
I saw. Welcome to Appropriately Inappropriate with Tara and Brian. We let our listeners know last time that we'd be talking about single life versus married life. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I wasn't single long.
Just like jumping ship from vagina to vagina.
Oh my gosh, honey, Jesus, that is awful. So anyone that doesn't know my backstory, I got married in my 20s. My oldest daughter's from my first marriage. That did not work out. We were two people who were better apart. We got a great daughter out of the deal. Fantastic young lady, great head on her shoulders. Just amazing kid. But I was single for a long time. Today, I would not trade my marriage, my wife, my children for anything in this world. I'm not just saying it here for brownie points. That is the truth. Single life they both have their ups and downs, their pros, their cons.
I think the best example of, for me, the difference between single life versus married life is a few weeks ago, I was preparing to take our youngest daughter to her ballet class. I had gotten her ready. She was having a snack, and I started really not feeling well, like really, really, really not feeling well, to the point that I was like, I think I might shit myself.
Oh.
So I was like, I've got to take her to the ballet class. She's so excited. So I go ahead and I just sit down and I sit very still, like I'm hiding from a T-Rex or something. And if I move, it's going to get me. And I'm just sitting there extremely still. Okay. And I do that for about 20 minutes. And then it's time to leave to take our daughter to her class. I get up and I'm like, okay, is it going to happen? What's going to happen here? And it seemed like it had passed. And I was like, okay, maybe it's not a problem. So I take my daughter to her class, I get her situated, and I decide to go wait in my car. As I'm sitting in the car and her class is progressing, I start profusely sweating. I texted Brian. I was like, hey, man, something is not right. I might need you to come get our daughter from her class. And you were like hauling butt from like 30 or 40 minutes away. You were like, I'm going to try to get there on time and blah, blah, blah. It's time for me to go get her. So I go to get her. And the whole time I'm sweating and I was like, something's wrong. Something's going to happen. Okay. So I take her out of her class. I'm walking through the parking lot and I just shit myself. Just like straight up. Straight up. Just straight up. I didn't fart. I didn't cough. I didn't sneeze. There was like no warning.
But you're painting a picture like a toddler just lets it go. Like, I mean, yes, but I mean, it wasn't like you just like, oh, this is great. I'm done.
No. So that happens. And I'm texting you and I was like, dude, it just happened. It just happened. And you're still really far away. Our daughter is crying hysterically because I have denied her ice cream because I was like, your mother and you need to get home. And you're trying to haul butt to pick up your shit covered wife and your toddler.
Jeez.
You know? So you're trying to collect us.
My potty trained toddler.
You're trying to collect us. Okay. And I'm like, I just got to get home. I get the daughter in the car, corked myself to get home. And I offload our daughter onto you. And then I go and wreck a bathroom. And I come out and I let you know all the details of what happened. And you still bone me on a regular basis. That is married life. That really just summarizes what it is for us as a couple. When you're single, like I would have been telling my friends that and laughing hysterically, and I wouldn't have had the help and support that I had along the way. I wouldn't be like reaching out to them for emotional support. They wouldn't have been waiting at our home to take our daughter. That's a partnership that I have with you, and I love being married with you. I loved being single too. It was not bad. I know that some of the chatters were like single life sucks. And yeah, it can suck. I think it's a lot about your perception. I enjoyed hanging out with my friends. I would bike a lot. There's good to both because I was also married before and I also really hated being married before. Yeah. You know, so I think it's a lot about how you choose to spend your time and who you spend it with.
First of all, they say it happens. So the bumper sticker.
Shit
It's very
happens.
true.
Also have the norovirus, let me say that. And
Yeah,
it's not like this just casually happens all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's Tuesday. It's my bowel movement. People need to get comfortable with being yourself. Like that was a huge step for me, getting comfortable. The biggest difference is single life and married life is I lived a very rigorous schedule as a single guy. Everything was planned, meal prepping, workout same time, get up, do my cardio, get ready for work, go to the office. Like everything was boom, 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 boom. Weekends were, you know what? I feel like a movie. I'm not the party guy. I'm not the guy's weekend guy. I very much value being at home. What's the sign that hangs in our house?
Stay home.
That is very much us. But I miss so much. I miss the joys of having a partner, being single. The biggest issue I had going through a divorce was not seeing my child every day. Like that is the one thing I struggled with. I adore my wife. I adore my kids. I enjoy being married. You're my best friend. I don't know any other way to put it.
I really enjoy being married to you.
Oh.
You specifically. It's really about the people that you spend time with. That's what I think. I did have a friend, and Ryan met her. The best way she described single life was that she changed the sheets between the guys because she was classy. Honestly, that's really respectful. If you're going to mussy up those sheets, being messy, might as well change them between them. Yeah, she's a good classy lady like I am. We'll do a segment called Inappropriate Advice. I've gotten a couple from some listeners. So this first one is, I enjoy being alone a lot, but I have a girlfriend I love. What do I do? I think this is definitely a question for you, Brian.
You just have to make time for you. My time is usually very, very early in the morning. I'm an early bird. So I get up, do my thing. But I prioritize my time with my wife and my kids during hours after work and before bed.
I like being alone too. I like my alone time. You and I are very good with each other in that we both like our alone time and we're both okay sort of going off to our own little worlds. I think that's just a conversation to have with somebody of like, hey, these are the times where I really need some alone time, and then I'll check in with you at this time, and honoring that.
Sometimes in a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, the other one's feelings might get a little hurt. You just need to be upfront. It's nothing against you. You are someone that, like, when it is time for your alone time, like, you have to have it. My feelings can't get hurt. Like, oh, she doesn't want to be around me. I understand. Like, she needs this. She needs to be away from me. She needs to be away from the kids. She needs this.
How would you deal with completely different political views? Okay, this is a question we've actually gotten a lot. I think it depends upon the political views that are different. Okay, yeah. So some political views are moral issues. A relationship is not going to last long if you have different moral values. You and I have the same moral beliefs and moral values. And so even though we differ on several political things, that doesn't matter as much because we still have our moral values aligned. If we're going with inappropriate, it doesn't really matter their political views if you put something in their mouth.
Jesus.
They can't talk and eat at the same time.
Oh my gosh. There's nowhere for me to run or hide. I'm stuck for the duration of this.
It's funny because your hat's kind of covering your face, which kind of looks like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars, because all that you really see is like his mouth. It's like, duh, duh, duh.
Dark side.
I'll just bend over and show you my dark side.
Oh my gosh. That went south fast.
You can show me your force.
Oh my gosh.
The next one, my spouse and I are in therapy because things have been hard. Sometimes it feels like therapy isn't working. Do you have any suggestions?
Nothing wrong with going to therapy. We actually went to premarital counseling before we got engaged, actually. We knew we were going to get engaged. Going into a second marriage, you're nervous. We both wanted to make sure that this was a good fit. If it's not working, the appropriate advice I will give you is you need to bring this up in therapy and kind of put it all out there. I find the more open and honest you are, both of you, that situation, the better results you're going to receive.
I just need to point out, I was in a marriage before. It was not a good marriage. I don't really share a lot about it. But what I will say is we went to therapy for a long time, pretty much the entirety of that relationship. And it is impossible for things to improve if one of the people is lying. I was in a relationship with someone who had been hiding a really major secret for the entire relationship. There's nothing I could have done differently to improve that relationship because I was being totally open and honest. My partner was not. And so for therapy to work, both of you have to be willing to put that work in, be open and honest. And if you're putting in your all and they're not, it'll become pretty obvious. And the fact that we have both been divorced and both have what I feel like is an extremely happy marriage is that it's possible to get out of something and find something so much better.
In a relationship, in a marriage, you have to have love, trust, communication, mutual respect. Mutual respect is a key piece because if that ever leaves, that's when resentment starts setting in. When resentment starts setting in, it can put your relationship into a nosedive that is impossible to pull out. Once trust is broken, that is something very, very difficult to get back. But one thing with my wife and I is we are two people who are always willing to put in the work. Our marriage is not any different than anyone else out there. We're just willing to communicate. We love each other. We trust each other. We respect each other. We put in the work.
Effort's important too. I use the word effort just because work sounds like, oh, it's a job, it's boring. I really enjoy putting effort in and, work that dick when I can too.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody asked, what do you do when you want that family feeling, but your husband wants to stay busy until bedtime? I want to hang with the kids for 2 hours before bed, but it's always me by myself with them. So Brian and I have talked about this a lot. And this is actually a conversation that we had before we ever got engaged, ever got married, because I knew this from my first marriage, that division of labor was a really sore point. It became a competition, like who's doing more. So any of our conversations about it were not effective or conducive. So for one, it should be a conversation you have with your husband of like, hey, I would like XYZ. Is that something you're willing to do? And if not, can we compromise? Maybe a couple days a week we're able to do that together. If it's just you alone handling bedtime every day, that would be fine to me. Honestly, if Brian was doing mornings, it's just seeing if there's some kind of balance there or a compromise that can be brought up. I really love the book Fair Play. I really highly recommend it. It helps sort of have these conversations because Brian, before we got married, didn't realize how much I was doing as a primary parent because he hadn't been a primary parent in the way that I had before. Mm-hmm. And now we have 4 kids to figure out and manage. Being able to have those conversations and respect each other's effort and work, even if you're not paid for it, it's still work. It's a lot of work taking care of kids and making sure that they don't eat something they shouldn't or stick their finger in an outlet. It's a lot of work taking care of kids and very exhausting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And if I'm exhausted, I don't want to have sex. Brian works really good to make sure I'm not exhausted. So we're very happy for him.
I'm an early bird. You're a night owl. I do the mornings because we don't have a fair day-to-day split. There's times I go out of town. There's times I'm tied up doing things or get pulled away. Maybe someone's pinging me after hours. So in situations like that, I do give every effort to kind of step in the evenings and help give you a break. I tell everybody, the woman's a saint. I leave to go out of town for 2 or 3 days. I'm leaving her with 3 kids.
We both know that I am not a saint. I'm more like the sinner, my love.
Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to give you a compliment. Just say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to point out that the word fair doesn't really matter when it comes to families. I've heard some people be like, well, our division is not 50-50. It's never going to be 50-50. Literally never. Tied up doing things, Brian.
Oh my gosh.
Tied up doing things.
Yeah. Not when I'm out of town. I'm literally, that's the figure of...
Only at home. Only at home.
Yeah, I started down that path, but I cut myself off real quick because I knew you were going to run with it.
There's no such thing as 50-50 when it comes to raising families and kids.
It's 2 people giving 100%.
If I start to get overwhelmed or exhausted and feel like I'm doing more than Brian, I talk to him about it.
I can pick up on it. I mean, at this point, I can.
Yeah, you do today. But I'm also better about talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
There'd be at other times where I'd just be like scowling at him from across the room. I'm like, why can't you read my mind, motherfucker?
Yeah, it's the first year of marriage. Yeah, that's year 1.
We've gotten a lot better. The communication is something we've just had to learn over time from being together. For example, initiating. love making. Like I learned I have to be very, very direct. And part of it is because we're jokey all the time. I'm always doing these pickup lines, whether we're on camera or not. And so he wouldn't necessarily know that I was being serious this time because I drop them all the time, even when there's no opportunity for us to do anything, So I'd have to be very direct. Like, hey, take your pants off. Go over there. We have 5 minutes.
In my defense, I consider myself like single illiterate because I don't pick up on stuff like that. I really don't. The more direct she is with me, the better.
Yeah, and actually vice versa. Brian does joke back. It's different than I do. He's not as risque or as bold or aggressive as I am with his jokes, but he'll say
off camera.
Even off camera, he's always going to blush with the light and the camera on, but he'll drop some things and I'm like, I don't really know if he's being serious or not. And I had to let him know hey, if you want something, be more direct. And now he's learned, he's getting better. What experience on your first date led to the second? In other words, how did you know that each other were people you wanted to see again? Brian is so easy to talk to, and he's very light and positive. It was an extremely attractive quality to me. I felt like I could be myself, that I could be genuine, that I didn't have to pretend or be anyone else, and that he liked the person who I was. And that was really attractive to me. I was at this point in dating where I was like, if somebody doesn't like me, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to move on. I like myself, and that's all that really matters. And Brian was that person. He was cool with it. And I felt like he was very genuine himself. He was clearly very handsome. You wouldn't know it from our pickup lines, honestly, because he comes across as real wholesome, embarrassed by all the lines. But this guy's got some game. He really does. He asked me on the date. He initiated the first kiss. And I wanted to see him after the first date. Yeah, I did.
I have Monopoly, Trivia Pursuit.
Oh, my God. But you thought I wouldn't ever see you again after the first date.
I knew you were a 3-dater. I was going to have to put in a little bit of time to get...
All right. What are you even talking about? I never said those words.
Totally joking. We met on a dating app. So
we met on Tinder.
Yeah. You came in with a great big smile. I knew while we were sitting there, like I wanted a second date. I walked her to her car. I was very polite. I asked you for your permission to kiss you. I kissed you. You gave me back a ride. I got a little handsy, and I was like, oh.
Okay, I was wearing a padded bra, because I don't have a lot up top. So I was wearing a padded bra, and Brian got a little gropey. And I said to him, you're groping a little bit. And he got extremely embarrassed. He was like, oh, God. And he thought I would never talk to him again.
But got a second date out of him, a third, and,
a marriage, a child.
A couple vehicles.
Next episode, we'll be chatting with Steve and Kristen Wiltz, the Write That Down couple. Make sure to subscribe, download, like, and follow for that if you liked this podcast. Also, make sure to write a review. If you have a comment, story, or question, DM us on Instagram or comment. Follow us, too, at Tara Blairball on Instagram and TikTok, or at Tara.Blairball on YouTube. Our full episodes appear on our YouTube, and we also offer bonus episodes 3 to 4 times a month for our paid subscribers on Spotify, so check out the show notes for that. Until next time, keep it inappropriate. Need a tally of times Brian blushes.
Oh my gosh. This is probably 2,000,005. No.
We actually made a joke before our very first podcast episode that we would have a drinking game of every time Brian said, oh my God, or blushed, someone would take a drink, but we were worried that someone would get alcohol poisoning. So we don't actually recommend that.
Yeah, you wouldn't even make it to the Uber on speed dial. It'd be 911.